Let's start with discussing what oracy is. Oracy is more than just talking. It's the ability to use spoken language effectively, to narrate, explain, argue, inform, and collaborate. For multilingual learners, or MLs, oracy is the bridge between language and learning. Oracy is the necessary tool for building proficiency in literacy and encompasses both listening and speaking skills. Just as we explicitly teach reading and writing, oracy deserves the same attention because it is structured, purposeful talk. When we prioritize oracy, we give students the tools to think aloud, reason together, and construct knowledge, not just consume it. Let's talk about the data behind the why. For multilingual learners, oracy is truly the bridge between receptive language, what students understand, and productive language, what they can say or write. Research from the Education Endowment Foundation in 2024 shows that oral language skills are among the strongest predictors of future literacy and overall academic success, and can result in an average of 6 months of additional academic progress per year. And here in Cherry Creek, about 15% of our students are multilingual learners. That's nearly 1 in every 6. This means every teacher in every classroom is a language teacher. Studies from Cambridge, Kerr 2017, and Ontasel 2024 emphasize that students need intentional time to talk. Ideally, about 25 to 30% of class time should be devoted to communicative speaking. Experts recommend aiming for a 70-30 talk ratio, with students doing about 70% of the talking and teachers around 30%. And here's where equity comes in. TNTP's Opportunity Myth 2018 found that although students stay busy, only 17% of their work meets grade-level standards, and MLs have even fewer chances for rigorous, talk-rich learning. That's why oracy is an equity lever. It gives MLs voice, structure, and confidence to own their learning. For multilingual learners, talk is the pathway to language development. Every time they explain, justify, or question, they're not only building content knowledge, they're using and expanding English. But here's the key. Talk time must be intentional. Kerr 2017 reminds us that it's not just how much they talk, it's how they talk. Students need time to plan, rehearse, repeat, and reflect. So instead of seeing talk as extra, we need to see it as essential instruction. The best classrooms plan for who talks, when, how, and about what. Now let's make this real with some classroom moves. Design talk-rich lessons. Create multiple opportunities for pair, small group, and whole class discussions. Embed oral rehearsal. Give students time to plan and rehearse before they share. Ensure equity. All MLs deserve cognitively demanding, language-rich tasks, not watered-down busy work. Reflect on quality. Ask yourself, are students building on each other's ideas or just answering me? Quantity plus quality equals growth. When MLs have space and structure to talk, confidence and comprehension both rise. When we plan groups intentionally, we move beyond quick turn and talk moments toward equitable discourse, where every ML has structured, supported opportunities to speak, listen, and make meaning. Intentional grouping means organizing students by both language proficiency and academic readiness, so all learners benefit. That's where Kagan structures come in, turning pairings into purposeful dialogue. Let's start by focusing on grouping in partner pairs. Partner routines like Rally Robin and timed pair share give MLs repeated, supported opportunities to speak, listen, and grow in confidence. Let's start with Rally Robin. To set it up, Pair students intentionally, MLs with supportive peers or similar proficiency levels. Pose a prompt or question, something that invites multiple ideas or examples. Example: name reasons why recycling helps the environment. Model the process. Partner A gives one short response. Partner B gives another short response. They keep alternating, rallying, until time is up or ideas run out. Add scaffolds for MLs. Provide sentence frames or word banks. One reason is, another example could be. Use visuals or anchor charts to support vocabulary recall. Pro tip: keep rounds short, 1 to 2 minutes, and use a visible timer. Rotate partners often to vary language exposure. Timed pair share is another way to intentionally pair students. Its purpose is to ensure equal talk time and extended academic discourse for every student. It is best for reflection, opinion sharing, content connections, or explaining reasoning. How to set it up. Pair students strategically so both partners can model and extend each other's language. Set a clear prompt that invites explanation, not just yes/no answers. Example: explain how the main character changed from the beginning to the end of the story. Set the timer, for example, 30 to 60 seconds each. Partner A speaks while partner B listens silently and may take notes. When the timer beeps, switch roles. Add a follow-up. After both partners speak, ask them to summarize their partner's idea or find one similarity or difference. Pro tip: use a visible countdown timer or signal. When I raise my hand, switch, to maintain rhythm and accountability. After gaining confidence with partners, students can move into small groups. Kagan structures like team statements, consensus, and think, pair, square, share let MLs extend oral language in collaborative academic settings where they explain, negotiate, and synthesize ideas. Groups of 3 to 5 foster rich talk, multiple perspectives, and collective understanding. Let's look at what intentional small group structures look like in practice and how they sustain oracy through academic conversation. Team statements, consensus. The purpose of this grouping is to expand talk opportunities, deepen reasoning, and ensure that every student has the chance to articulate, refine, and defend their thinking before public sharing. Best used for groups to discuss a complex question, then work together to form one consensus statement or summary that represents the team's thinking. How to set it up. Give each group a discussion prompt requiring reasoning. Students discuss and record ideas individually. They then negotiate one group statement written collaboratively. A reporter shares the statement with the class. Why it supports MLs. Encourages extended discourse functions, agreeing, disagreeing, justifying. Fosters academic negotiation language. I think, I agree with, another point is. Promotes deep reasoning and synthesis, not just listing facts. Provides repeated opportunities to rehearse, revise, and refine oral language. Another great Kagan strategy for small groups is think, pair, square, share. Its purpose is to foster collaborative academic discourse and teach students how to negotiate meaning, justify ideas, and respectfully agree or disagree. It is best for summarizing learning at the end of a lesson or unit, debate or opinion-based tasks where multiple viewpoints must be synthesized, problem-solving tasks that require justification and collaborative reasoning. It is an expansion of the classic think, pair, share that adds a square step where two pairs join to discuss before sharing out to the class. This structure increases oral rehearsal and provides MLs multiple opportunities to process and refine their language before public sharing. Why it supports MLs. It provides 3 tiers of oral practice: solo, partner, small group for confidence and fluency. It reduces anxiety. Students rehearse before whole class participation. It encourages comparing and clarifying ideas, strengthening academic reasoning, and it reinforces listening comprehension and turn-taking routines. After practicing in pairs and small groups, students are ready to bring their voices into the collective classroom space. Whole group discussions let multilingual learners synthesize, apply, and share ideas publicly, turning oral rehearsal into true academic discourse. Because these settings can feel intimidating, Kagan's whole group routines, like agree-disagree line and fishbowl, provide structure, equity, and predictable turns. They help every student engage, ensuring the teacher becomes a facilitator of collective thinking rather than the sole voice in the room. Agree-disagree lineup. Its purpose is to engage students in critical thinking and perspective-taking through oral reasoning. This structure invites all students to express opinions, justify them with evidence, and consider alternative viewpoints, a key step in developing academic argumentation skills. It is best used for introducing or revisiting debatable statements in any content area, encouraging evidence-based reasoning and respectful disagreement, energizing the classroom and increasing engagement through movement and interaction. What is? Students take a physical stand along an agree-disagree continuum to express opinions, then justify their stance through discussion. Partners near each other share their reasoning. Them invite a few volunteers from each part of the line to share out to the whole group. Optionally, allow students to move if their views change after hearing others. Why it supports MLs. It promotes argumentation and justification. It encourages spontaneous speech anchored in clear visual choices. And it provides natural sentence frame support for opinion language. Using fishbowl discussion is another way to increase oracy in the classroom. Its purpose is to model and scaffold academic discussion behaviors, listening, turn-taking, and building on others' ideas. The fishbowl structure allows students to see what productive, language-rich discussion looks like before trying it themselves. It is best used for practicing academic conversation and accountable talk with complex or controversial topics requiring reasoning, evidence, and multiple perspectives. What is it? A structured, whole-class dialogue where a small group of students discusses a topic in the fishbowl, inner circle, while others observe, listen, and later join the conversation. Set it up by arranging 2 circles of chairs. The inner circle, 4 to 6 students, discuss the prompt. The outer circle listens, takes notes, and prepares questions or reflections. After 5 to 7 minutes, invite observers to swap in. A listener joins the inner circle, and one speaker rotates out. Close with a whole class synthesis where all students share a takeaway. Why it supports MLs? It offers modeled talk before requiring MLs to participate. It builds confidence by allowing listening and planning time before speaking, and it mirrors collaborative academic discussions used in WIDA speaking standards. Let's close with this thought. If we want MLs to write like scholars and think like scientists, we must first let them speak like them. Oracy is not an add-on. It's the engine that drives both language development and academic achievement. So next time you plan a lesson, ask yourself, where will students talk? What will they say? Because when every learner has a voice, every learner has a chance to succeed.